Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to the Nine Hells. Yes, that's where we are, folks. First layer of the Nine Hells, aka Avernus, for our Descent into Avernus campaign, as we carry on from the rather dramatic things that happened last time. And look at all these lovely, lovely people. We've got almost a full house, and we will have a full house later on as Patch will join us as soon as he can. Do not worry. Now, a massive, massive thank you to everyone who's joining us here already. Yep, let those emotes fly. It's always good. We do like disappearing behind all of your emotes. We have Firemore there, yes. Even there's a bit of daggery-doos there as well. Nice, nice. Okay, so yes, thank you all for joining us already. It's wonderful to see you all here, and glad that you could be with us for our adventures once more. Hey, Kosh, how you doing? Now, as we get into this, let me say a few thank yous to everyone else, not just everyone that's here already. If you're watching later on, because that's what you had to do, thank you for joining the VOD squad, as Rhea looks like she's having an existential crisis. He's like, oh, what do I do? That's fair, that's fair. And, oh, Noria, I'm afraid that you just used up all the natural 20s for the whole session now. Oh dear. Sorry guys, no natural 20s for you. They're all gone now.
How's that different from any other day?
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Now, as we're saying thank you to all these lovely people who are watching us, let us also say thank you to the folks that make all of this possible and help to make it even more interesting and more enjoyable for all of us and all of you. The lovely, lovely people over at Sirenscape, first and foremost. The incredible sound effects and music that you hear will be coming from them, and you can try them for free. Don't turn off your camera. Get back here, Colby. Thank you. And no worries, man. And as yes, you can go over there and try them for free. If you cancel before 30 days are up, you can not owe them a thing. But I think you might want to stick around and become a subscriber and become a super siren, as I like to call them, and have access to all of the incredible stuff that they have, not just for D&D, but also for Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, board games, science fiction stuff, future stuff, lots and lots of things that you can enjoy for your games, be they in person, as some people are being able to do recently, and or online, as you can see we are enjoying here. Despite where you are around the globe, we have a fairly international group here spread across the planet, but all of them are enjoying the growly boys of devils and the music from the Nine Hells. Now, speaking of music, let me also point you in the direction of three, there they are, that YouTube channels that you really should check out. Dark Fantasy Studio, Travis Savoy, and Epic Journey. Head on over to our YouTube channel, check out any of the VODs over there, and you can get the links to those channels. And while you're there, there's also a link to our Twitter. Follow that for information about what's going on and little things, interesting projects that are coming up, character intros before new things start, all that kind of stuff. If you have the chance, jump over there, give us a follow. Or on YouTube, if you want to see any of the VODs, they're all up there as soon as I can get around to uploading them. Now, speaking of places, some sources of music that you can enjoy for your games, how about a little trip over to Patreon to the fantastic Will Savino? That one cost a little bit of money, but it is well worth it, as they are an extremely prolific producer of music for RPGs and the like. Now, with all of that said, please, can I pass it over to my lovely, lovely players as we return to Avernus. Going around the overlay from myself here. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at right now? Firemaw, please.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Firemaw. I play Taln and Waku also on different days.
Yes.
However, today, Firemaw is happy that he's been able to convince his mentor to abandon Tiamat. Nervous about the plan he's trying to come up with of the promises he's made, and a little bit anxious about this Mahadi nonsense. So.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, actually, sorry, I need to add one more question to our little round the table here. Who are you? Who are you playing? Where are they at? And what is your nomination for Firemore's Hellwasp's name? So, dear folks, well done for joining us early on. You have the chance to influence our game in an enjoyable way. We shall be taking suggestions from the players for the name of the adopted Hellwasp that was gathered up into the party last week, and we shall offer it up to you to lay your votes down and see just what we have in store. So, let me get everything sorted here so that is ready to go. So, yes, Firemore, what is your nomination?
Well, Firemore is not the most creative person in the world. So he's just gonna go with Hachi.
Say again?
Hachi.
Yes.
Wasp in Japanese. Or wasp in our universe in Draconic.
Indeed. Okay, yes, indeed. Okay, so there we go. Hachi is in the running there. Thank you. Yes, Josh and I are in Japan, and everyone else you see below is also people I have met in Japan, but have now scattered to the four winds, for we are not allowed to be in the same vicinity anymore, for we are a force too powerful to be reckoned with. Lincoln, your turn.
Hi. I'm
Mouthful.
Lincoln.
Sorry, excuse me. Bad timing.
No worries. I'm Lincoln. I'm using this pizza as a prop now. Lincoln is a fallen Asimel. Where is he at? Mentally, he is getting towards like the mania. He's been there for a while. He's living in that space. He's excited to see how this goes and distressed over the thought that we might still redeem Zariel. But at the moment, he's not thinking about that because he just threw memory loss potion in Mahadi's face and doesn't know what to expect next.
Indeed.
His nomination for the Hellwasp is the Hellwasp, formerly known as Sting, also just Sting for short.
Okay, good. Let's type all of that. Okay, Sting. Thank you. Right. Horvin, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Colby. I play our Corvum Wild Magic Sorcerer, not a Necromancer, Corvin.
Preemptive strike.
And Horvin is quite conflicted. He's continued to brood over his new and final book in his collection.
Yes.
So he's spent quite a bit of time reading over the last couple of hours, I guess. Timey-wimey hell and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, you know, at the beginning of this, he would have been much more shocked at how things played out in, you know, with Mahadi. But feels like for him these days, it's pretty par for the course. So,
thank you.
And as far as the Hellwasp is concerned, I'm gonna go with Not So Yellow Jacket.
Not so Yellow Jacket. Okay. Thank you. Moving on. Lee.
Hello everyone, I'm Mason. I play Lee Alistair, our human swashbuckler who is also connected to the abyss to a demon lord, Inogu, who is also a werewolf. A lot of things going on.
Busy boy.
And right now, he's kind of standing in the back, like watching this whole scene unfold. Pot around arm, spoon near mouth, like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Like, kind of deal. And the nomination for the Hellwasp is spicy, because it is cute, but also it's hell, so it's hot, so spice, and when it stings, ooh,
All
stings
right.
so spicy.
I think we have different definitions of cute right now.
All right. That's like Buns in our Out of the Abyss game. I keep throwing these terrible monsters at her. It's like them, sorry, and it's like, surely you don't want this one. It's like, I needs to adopt it. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's just hideous monster. Okay, last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, Rhea Mantle Moon.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I'm playing Rhea, paladin human who is partially possessed by a sword. Not possessed, but she has benefits from it. It's changed her personality. And my vote for where I'm at, I'm really happy that Firemaw is back vocalizing the No Demons train. And I she's just thrilled about it and shocked at the the shenaniganery that Lulu bestowed
Yes, indeed.
upon Mahadi. And my vote for the Hell Wasp is gonna be Hell Dauber. Have you ever heard of mud daubers?
I haven't.
That's cool.
No,
I
might
like
be a
it.
Florida term.
Hell
They're
Dobber? Dobber?
That's exactly right.
Thank you.
They're
Hell I
they're
got you.
wasps that live in the mud.
Ah, there you go.
Mm,
Yeah.
Perfect.
That sounds hellish already.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Now, if I can get our poll here. I think I haven't done this very often, so sorry if this doesn't work properly. Thank you very much. Now, those of you who are regulars to our channel and very observant will notice that I didn't shout out an artist in our little introduction there. Let me do that now. A massive thank you, as always, to the incredibly talented Bree. Boop. There is the link to their Twitter for the wonderful character portraits, except for Rhea, who was a later addition to the group, and we found this scary MTG art, which is very apt. But Horvin, Firemore, Lincoln, and Lee are all wonderful portraits created by Circadian Crunch Bree over on Twitter. Do give them a look there and a follow if you are so inclined, and also your patronage if they are something that you would like to have in your games too. Not always black and white, they do colour as well. You might have seen them recently on our Discord if you are a follower and in the followers Discord. Have a look in your Twitter whispers if you have followed but haven't caught the invite for that, and give me a shout if you need a fresh one, because they do expire. You may have seen more recently the wonderful arts that she did for our hang on, I need to do that. Okay. Yes, you might have seen the wonderful arts that she did for our offline Eberron game, which I should mention was very generously paid for by our very own Horvin and Rhea here as a thank you present as they left Japan. Thank you so much for allowing me to get the last bit of art that I didn't have. Well, I say the last bit of art I didn't have. I got one more after that. Lumped in with that deal. Stephanie.
Oh God. I'm scared.
Would you say there is a pose that you often do that defines you on this channel? You did it yesterday.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it. You do that an awful lot. I thought. Anyway, so Bree, being the wonderful person that she is, did this.
Oh my god. Is it going to be on the Roll20?
Yes.
Hold on, I can't see because I don't have Twitch on the Discord.
We can see. Look at Emma's face.
On Roll20, I was like getting up, like, no, hold on.
Steffi!
Oh, it's so cute. absolutely love it.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh my god.
Oh wow, I love it so much.
Oh my
those who
God.
may not know the extent of what we're witnessing here, Stephanie did not start this campaign as Rhea Mantlemon. Those of you who are familiar with the campaign will know that she is an NPC in the official module. We had the pleasure of meeting Stephanie's first ever D&D character, a hedge druid named Tarina. Unfortunately, Lincoln's father is an ass. And through his actions, we lost Tarina. And she was taken away from the party. But every time you did that pose, I couldn't but help but see Tarina doing the same thing. And I was just waiting for the opportunity to have Bree make a small adaptation to the original art. And there it is. So cute. So thank you, Bree. I shall clip this and send this your way later on. Okay, so sorry,
Oh my
sorry,
green
everyone.
god.
Bye, Trina. Boop. Okay, so yeah, there you go. You get the side. Oh, I was gonna say you get the side by side, but no, she's not there anymore. Damn it. Hang on. Where is the? It should have the token still. Doo-ba-doo. Here we go. And sorry, roll 20 stuff. Boop. it's the three-eyed Ungurlu one. That's not quite the best comparison.
Oh my god.
Sorry, everyone. Tarina went through some stuff.
Too many things.
She was also possessed by an aboleth. So this is the aboleth version of Tarina. As you can see how it was adapted by the wonderful Bree there. This is what happens when the DM adapts a picture, and what happens when the original artist adapts a picture. It's very, very different. All right. I'm quite rather fond of Aboleth Tarina as well, to be honest, though.
It's fun.
Your reactions
She
to
looks
them.
so derpy.
I like the little tongue.
Yeah, it's so cute. Okay, sorry, Tarina. Bye bye. Yeah. Okay, but now you have that in your little journals there, so that is there whenever you need it. Okay, so everybody, let us get a quick recap and catch up with where we were at. We have had a few things alluded to that went on last week. You were in the slightly singed, chaotic aftermath of the dragon attack on the Wandering Emporium, and you went over to the recently free-for-all that was the Beehive, purveyor of exotic beasts of the Nine Hells, and you found that there was a rather interesting hell wasp buzzing there on its post without an owner, without someone to look after it. Firemore stepped up and took ownership of the mighty beast, and we did not give it a name. So, I think I've done this properly. Sorry if I have not. Boop. Yay! Okay, everyone. There we have our options. Number 1, Hachi. Number 2, Sting. Number 3, Not So Yellow Jacket. Number 4, Spicy. And number 5, Helldobber. Type the number into chat and place your bets now. Everyone, you may also chime in there. Which one do I like? Okay. Actually, I'm going to leave mine to the end. I don't want to influence anybody. So everyone, just type the number in chats there. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Yes. Go on, everyone. Don't let Mason win by just voting for his own one.
Yes!
Thank you, Nixon Cuts. Good to have you. Thank you for the follow. Yesterday. I can't remember. I remember seeing you yesterday. Cheers, brother-in-law of mine. Thank you, Noria. Okay, so the votes are pouring in. It's hot competition. Who's it going to be?
I gotta log in.
Sting and Spicy have the lead.
I'm not gonna be able to make it in time.
I can't remember if I put a timer on this or not.
Oh yeah, there's a timer.
Okay.
Oh
cool.
god. The pressure.
Go, everyone. Go.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun, dun,
working on
dun,
it.
dun, dun.
Thanks for
Oh,
coming
I
again,
need
Nick.
to put in a login code. No.
Faster, faster. Thank you, Lord Kosh. This little widget's nifty. I didn't do it this time, but if you're a subscriber, you can give more weight to the votes. Like each subscriber's vote counts as 2 or something like that.
That
Oh,
sounds like the smartest structure.
Fancy, fancy.
Oh, 1, 3, 4.
Any last?
Oh wait, it wasn't a timer. It's time active. How
Okay.
long it's been up.
There we go. It wasn't counting down. It was counting up.
My bad.
Shudrel, thank you.
Oopsies.
I want to say hello to someone before. Who was it? Aelin, of course. Hello. Can't wait for Tuesday. Medusa time. Who was it? Who was it? I saw somebody. Cinder. Good to see Cinder back. Well, thank you. Alex, good to see you. Lord Kosh, yes, Dixon Cut Staff. Daff. Of course, Daff is around for naming things. What would it be without you? Daff, you missed. Did you miss? I think you missed Curse of Strahd. Cubert was in the fray yesterday. Athena Wolfgang, that's who I wanted to say hello to. Hello, Athena Wolfgang. It's been a while. Come on, Spicy for the win. Ooh, it's neck and neck between Sting and Spicy. I'm gonna do a countdown from 10.
I'm trying to vote for mine. What number is it?
Yours is number 2.
2. Okay, I should
The
have chosen just
desperation. The desperation in Emma's voice.
I'm thinking about fondly. The first time we ever did this was to name Daisy's kitten.
Oh.
And she is a cleric of a trickster god, the Traveller, no less. And everyone voted for Trixie. little jet black
That's
kitten,
cool.
Adorable. Okay. Anyone else? I'm going to type my vote into the chat, and I'm going to cast my vote after the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Anyone under the wire? 3, 2, 1. For nostalgia's sake. Boop.
Yeah.
Sting, it is. I am a child of the 80s, so I have and with the June movie coming out this year as well. Let's go with a Sting. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's close that up there. Boop. There it is. Sting is the winner. So welcome. Oh, that's right, Duff. Yes. Spoilers. Okay. No worries. They have left Kresk now. If you want to jump back in. Now, let us carry on here with our recap. So yes, you went into hang on, let me hide this poll away. Boop. You went into the beehive and took ownership of Sting, your trusty Hellwasp steed, Firemaw. And every little sting it does is magic. Yes, thank you, Alex.
Oh, God.
Every little sting. Okay, no. Okay, thank you so much. Now, I'm not going to sing because Carney Sideshow might be around and he would put me to shame. Okay, after you left the beehive, you travelled over to Infernal Rapture where you met your favourite self-narrator, Vincent Trench, on the door, and you noticed that Lulu, having had her memories come back and remembering her mistreatment at the hands of Mahadi, the owner of the Wandering Emporium, was in a very, very spicy mood. Sorry, F's in chat for spicy, but and we discovered that our little Holifont friend was rather churlish, rather aggressive, as they wanted to quickly sign the contracts that's needed to enter Infernal Rapture, the dining and spa establishment that is run by the Wandering Emporium's owner, Mahadi. And she threatened Vincent Trench, asking what he would like her to do to his family should he not allow her to sign the contract immediately. It kind of worked out well because he, I'm not, what is they? Let's go with they. I'm not sure. Let's let Patch take the call on that one later on. They did take the fight to Vincent Trench's family because Mahadi is his cousin. Anyway, they went into their own private gladiator barrack-style room and met with Firemore's old senpai, Ebonmarsh, from the fighting pits of Baldur's Gate. And they tried to convince him to no longer bend the knee to Tiamat, the goddess of chromatic dragons, and to stand free with them and defy her. And with a very critical role, copyright, you managed to convince him that indeed he should not bend the knee and he should go against Tiamat, and that the best course of action for weakening her and ensuring that she stayed imprisoned here in Avernus was to deal with her lieutenant, one Arkan the Cruel, who is striving desperately, having recovered the hand of Vecna from the aforementioned critical role, and is trying to release his goddess from her prison. But you decided that you would bait him with the orb of dragonkind that you have, the reason that Ebonmarsh sent here to try and reclaim that for them. And you decided you would bait him with that and take the fight to him and hopefully take him out of the picture, thus meaning that Tiamat would stay imprisoned and out of harm's way. Now, Mahadi then arrived, bringing food for you all, and implied that lower management would be very happy that Tiamat should stay where she is, as it was Asmodeus that put her there in the first place. And doing nothing else, just dishing out food, very innocuous, just pleasantries all around, Lulu thrust him up against the wall, blasted her trumpet of sparkles into his face at point-blank range in her anger at what he did when she first arrived here at the Wandering Emporium after Zariel had turned from her celestial ways and joined the forces of the Hells against the demons. Mahadi had splashed her with water from the river Styx, making her lose all of her memories and magic, and then had sold her off to a group of devils as a present for Zariel. And Lulu decided that revenge was necessary, and that they should attack their wrongdoer here and there, not realizing that Mahadi is actually a Rakshasa. He transformed, shrugging off magic attacks, and latched out with his claws, endangering Lulu's safety, until Lincoln pirouetted and cartwheeled and leapt across the space and thrust a potion of forgetfulness into Mahadi's mouth, setting him back 24 hours. And he welcomed you all once more, surprised that you had all gathered so early for the meeting that wasn't supposed to happen until tomorrow. Excellent cuts, thank you. I need a sip of water after saying all of that. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Okay, sorry, I need to actually quickly scroll up here in chat. I think I saw an inspiration. Yes, Cinder, thank you so much. Inspiration for Lincoln. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and Alex for Firemore. Thank you, sir. Thug love. Okay, so everyone has inspiration once more for when you want to do silly things. Everyone, now you know what to do. Everyone has inspiration again, so the only course of action to use your dream pies is to give disadvantage. The Asmodeus favored ruby red crystals are there. Now, you find yourselves still in infernal rapture with this rather bemused and surprised but gracious host once more, Mahadi. And Lulu seems to be trying to get control of their feelings, of their temper, and they're like, no, I can't do this right now. And she whizzes and zooms out through the door out towards the main entrance to Infernal Rapture and out into the market, disappearing from the scene.
Can we all agree that something's broken in there for Lulu?
That was hard to watch. But I can't say I blame Lulu.
I feel like I understand.
Well, Lincoln, do you want a bite for doing that for us? Thank you. And like, it's just a spoonful of whatever mystery is in that pot.
Mystery pot. Do you know what? He opens wide.
Good
Choo
choice.
choo train.
So,
He enjoys it somehow.
perfect. Now, it's a sawdust that adds a flavor. Now, Fireball, Evan. Please, inform me. I'm sorry to ruin your mac and cheese and hot dog eating, but
Yeah, that's fine.
please inform me of this plan again we have for Tiamat.
We're going to use the Orb of Dragonkind to lure Archon, and then kill him.
Yeah, that's about all we need for that plan. That sounds right.
Well, I suspect that he's going to bring some dragons with him. And, well, I don't necessarily like that this is what I'll have to do. I can attune myself to the orb, take control of the dragons, and then we can kill Archon with his own dragons.
It's really, really, really cool.
However, I will forget who I am during that time.
So, if you forget who you are, could
Write
you also
yourself a
perhaps...
letter.
That will not work.
I have an idea. What if, before you attune, we make it incredibly clear that it's like us versus him. He's hostile, right? Then just before you do the orb thing, we all like hide. So it's only you and him, and you're like, this dude's attacking me. Just me, gotta take his dragons.
Oh, you do not have to worry about me wanting to kill Archon once I hook up to that thing. You have to worry about after I kill Archon.
Cool, plan coward. Let's go.
Just have the war machines revved up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, Fireball. That's risky, but that's pretty much the best choice we have against
We're about to kill
flying
Tiamat's
dragons.
lieutenant. It is the best choice we have. Risky is the only option.
So
That's
how do we
fair.
get you out?
I can't be part of that plan. I'd have no idea.
Ibermush plants his feet and sort of settles them shoulder width after being tensed up and ready to deal with Mahadi if necessary. Now, I'm not sure you're reading Arkan right, boy. He's a cocky sod. He thinks he's God's he is God's chosen, but he's rather full of himself, and it wouldn't surprise me if he came by himself, or just with his cronies. I don't know how you bring any of the dragons.
You could tell him to.
Oh, so you want them? Is it a guaranteed thing, this orb? Can you be sure you'll take control of the dragons? Or could it go all arse over tit and we get in a lot of trouble?
It's been a long time since I've looked at that mechanically.
Yeah, it's readings for idiots like Orvin. Put
What do
that
you
bloody
think?
book
Orvin
down.
doesn't-
We're trying to plan the end of the whole campaign.
What do you think, Horvin? You're the one that knows the most about this.
Well, if you must know, I've been reading so that I wouldn't have to answer a question like that. But, it's... I don't want to say it's shoddy, but... There's a chance. Surely.
Firemaw, because I can't remember if it's 100% or not, just confidently says, I will bend the dragons to my will.
Meanwhile, while they're doing that, Lee is in the corner secretly planning Plan B, seeing if Private Radican can carry a Demonicker bottle.
Lincoln looks like he's focused like intently on Firemaw, but he's actually watching that. Just over his shoulder, like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Rhea, how you doing?
This is all very complicated. I'm meditating on how to get Firemaw back.
Firemaw, I mean,
With luck, I'll dominate the dragon inside of this orb as well. I'll bend him to my will and it won't be a problem. However, we can't count necessarily on that. He is a very ancient and very malevolent spirit.
Go.
I mean, I'm assuming all we have to do is just take the orb back from Firemaw, right? Now the thing is, he might have dragons controlling him.
Yeah.
What?
Funny thought.
I do think it's possible, but we
Well-
could tie a rope to it, let Firemaw carry it, and then once he's done his business, pull the rope out from him.
Lee, how did you avoid possession when you snatched the orb the last time?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Something else helped me.
could we set up like
Is it-
a trap?
Is a
to
dragon
go
a fiend?
No, dragon is a dragon. But could we set up like a trap to go off, triggered by Arkan's demise? You know, which would target orb only, or
I'm
something like that.
looks at Horvin again. I'm not a magic guy. Is that something you can do?
Rhea has a point. She's remembering correctly. There was some
Yeah.
effect of being in the hells that made this dragon in the orb a fiend, and it was
Oh,
Okay.
it was Rhea's
I
paladin abilities that allowed
I give
Lee to survive.
Firemaw protection from good and evil.
But,
I
later,
cast it.
Later.
No.
It'll go run.
How long does it last?
Oh, 10 minutes. Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. No, I take it back.
We're not ready
Nope.
Archon
Give me that.
knocks on the door. Hey guys, I've been listening to this whole thing.
Hi guys, I'm here with the pits.
That's how I would do it when we're
Mm.
ready to do it.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Keen demonstration, Rhea. Thank you.
Were you able to use the orb's power when you touched it before, Lee?
No, I didn't even try.
Then
At that point, we were in
Slightly
a
sticky
situation
situation.
which I had to leave quickly. Yeah.
I doubt that will be our solution.
Could you use it after the fact?
That's not a bad idea.
Kind of, how can I say, flushing the toilet, as it were?
You could say that.
Wait, no,
Poetic,
hang on.
Corbin.
What if you... Right. What if you use the dragon orb to turn the dragons on each other? And then, okay, when you had the dragon orb last time, you were a bit annoying, but we could, like, live with you. So we will just, like, wait it out a bit. Get you away from danger, and then we'll just figure it out. This is fine.
The dragon inside this orb.
Is a little bitch, but far more stronger than that.
I hope I can dominate the dragon to my will. However, should I be unable to do that, he knows what happened last time. He will try something more drastic. He is a living being. He has thoughts. He wants his will to be done.
Ebonmarsh is like nodding appreciatively at you, Firemore. Is like, you've come a long way, son. Controlling
How
dragons. You know, that rather depressing version of the saying we gladiators have, go big or go back to your cell.
I can make you big.
We
Big.
have. He means literally. He can cast a spell and make people big.
It's true.
Nice.
I will say, when it comes to planning, we have a hard time. But when it comes to improvisation, spur of the moment, that's our specialty. And with something as random of the outcomes that could happen with this will not have to be another act of our improvisation, everyone.
Lee, can I just say, I'm so touched that you've paid such close attention to my DMing style.
Too much could happen.
No, lights on planning, big on improvisation.
Oh, light on planning, yeah, big up. Yep.
Somewhere in the deepest planes, the archetype.
Yeah.
Yes. Spur of the moment. That's the way.
John, so Colby can look up the description of protection from good and evil.
Yeah.
However, Horvin cannot cast such a spell. So, is there any way that I could make like an Arcana check to I don't know, research how this spell could benefit us, like in character?
You could just talk with Rhea.
Rhea, as the spell is named, protection from good and evil, I know it works after you cast such a spell, but what would happen if you cast it during a possession?
Well, until the spell ends, one willing creature I touch is protected against certain types of creatures. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantages on all attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. But if the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new attempts of possession against the relevant effect.
Oh, so we want him to be possessed, though, for a bit, but not the whole time. So,
it might happen only initially.
Textbook.
What about a controlled possession, where we put him on the battlefield. We let him go crazy, and then we put you on the battlefield, Rhea, and then you do your thing, and then boom, everything's fine.
Well, it seems that after I cast it, it only helps with new saving throws.
Did say that, yeah.
Nah.
I mean,
I could
that
turn him
worked with
into a...
me.
Do you remember if the dragon had to repeatedly? Did you feel as if you could possibly break out of it?
No.
So it wouldn't help.
I could turn him into a whale. Or I could try and possess him myself. How's that?
Well, based on the wording, I think that it doesn't sound like it has to be a new effect, but just a new Orban, like in air quotes, like saving throw.
Ah! Come back to me.
um,
Sorry, don't missed anything. Whatever.
yes.
Which, to my
So the
understanding,
host, the host would have to attempt to be unpossessed in order to. It has to attempt to fight back, but I don't know if Firemaw will have the opportunity to attempt to fight back.
I see.
Because I think once it happens, it just happens. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well,
So that doesn't work. It only works to prevent it in general, and we don't know if you can use the orb if you're not possessed, because Lee was just running around scared.
I do not believe that Lee attuned to the orb.
I can turn him into a whale.
I mean, if we want you to have a certain amount of power to be able to attune but not be possessed, then if you attune and my spell is so powerful that you don't get or that you can't, if my spell is so powerful that you can't attune to the orb, you can just continue to put it down and pick it up until you have the right amount of strength to attune to it.
Hold on, not yet.
I want to remind you, when we acquired this orb, I held it for a long time. I speaking the command word until I was finally able to reach the spirit inside.
Right. Mm.
And then after that, I was lost to it. I
So
believe
is
the
there no
the
option
orb
where-
will need to be removed from me?
Now, Firemaw, you remember when this happened to you before? The initial effect of the orb taking control of you, it was just charmed by the dragon at first. And then, after that, they cast suggestion on you.
At first, I was just willing to do things for the dragon, and then it started to compel me to do things, and I tried to fight against it.
So I would rule that if when you noticed them being charmed by the orb, you could then put the protection from good and evil on them, and they would have advantage against the suggestion spell.
So we would just have to keep asking Firemaw questions. How you feeling? Feeling?
Actually, I think I'll do you one better actually, because this is a clutch ability. I think I'm too old to say clutch. So just Dawn struck me.
Emma's the youngest. No, Mason's the
Okay.
youngest here, so he has say. I was gonna say Emma granted you immunity, so it's fine.
Thank you.
But I think
Special-
Mason has to do that because he's the youngest now.
Special
in this game.
dispensation. from the youngsters. I'll say, actually, because once you cast it, you're immune to effects to control you and possess you. So I think if you get charmed, Rhea could cast the spell, and that would block the suggestion spell.
It would dispel it? Okay.
No, it wouldn't dispel it. You would still be charmed by the orb, the initial effect. But it wouldn't be able to cast suggestion and force you to do something.
Ah.
So you'd be best buddies with it, and it would try and suggest something. You'd be like, "Oh, you, shut up."
Oh. You say the strangest things sometimes.
Kill who now? No.
Yeah. What? No. Stop it.
So,
I like your impression of Firemaw being charmed, John.
That's
Oh,
spot on.
you. Oh, you.
Okay. So,
Okay. A plan
what you
has
doing?
formed. So,
When... Ebermarsh says, so, are we gonna pretend that I've got the orb for him and arrange to meet with him? He's gonna be suspicious as fuck that I didn't go back with the dragons.
You can say that you found us, but we were holed up somewhere, and you needed... We can make up some ally, some powerful ally that we have with us that you need reinforcements, Archon himself. That's why you need the dragons to come.
Right.
Maybe we have some...
That
I
chicken.
don't know, a pit fiend, or... that needs dispatching.
The camera slowly pans to Gargoth, who's hunched in the corner, like down with his arms around his knees. It's like, you do have... Hang on, let me do this properly.
You do have a pit fiend in the room.
Oh my god. So scary. Alright,
and then everyone says, "Shut up, Gargoth, we're thinking," and we don't even acknowledge him.
You could even mention that there is a powerful servant of Bahamut roaming in the hells. I've met her myself.
You're gonna give up Bernie?
I'm not gonna give up Bernie. We're gonna
Ruthless.
say she's down here, and that Archon should go find her and take her out, and then it's us, and we kill Archon.
We kill him real good.
I like this subterfuge. I'm a really convincing liar, so if you need anyone to be like screaming like this narrative at the top of their lungs, I could do that for you. Make it hella convincing. I'm just trying to throw my hat in the pot and help, I guess. No.
Asking Evan Marsh, because he's the one who has to do convince. How good a liar are you?
I'll just check.
I have a.
Let me
I
try
have
out a lie.
13
see how it is.
charisma.
Try to lie to me real quick. Tell me a lie.
Stop.
He puts on like
+5 to
a little
deception.
tiny pair of glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, Mosh, tell us a lie.
And then we all go, "Oh yeah, that's true though. That's not a lie. You have to tell us a lie."
Let me put it this way. Firewall, son. You were always my favorite.
Insight check.
Insight check, the natural one emotes I just spammed in chat.
Oh god. This isn't gonna work.
29.
We have to change the plan. This
He's
isn't
actually-
gonna work.
He's actually not terrible. He's got +3. Back on that one.
Wait,
Fucking
if it's deception,
Gilblig. I always fucking hated that guy.
Hey, it was a natural. It was a natural.
Yeah, he's dead.
Like I said,
Yes,
he
naturally
was
dead.
he was a natural. So, I'll lie and convince the boss.
Do better, Evan Marsh.
I don't think that he's very insightful. I think we'll be fine.
yeah.
Alright, everyone. Plan. Figure shit out as we go. Yeah? Yeah?
We have a skeleton of a plan.
Yeah!
The rest will put itself into place.
You know, and I think that's the best we've done, so I'll take it.
Charitable.
Let's go get ourselves a hand of Vecna.
And a couple of
Ugh.
That'd be really useful against Ariel in the end.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we send Evan Marsh away.
Well, we'll see you at predetermined empty field.
Yeah, where
Um,
should we meet?
there is-
Where would you reckon?
There is a rendezvous spot. I've been
Yeah?
I've been learning some Menzo Baranzan. Yeah, there's a rendezvous spot down near this cool river of lava, where a titan fell, and his petrified sword still sticks up out of the sands.
Oh, we've been there.
Not that guy. Not that guy.
Wait.
It's a bit smaller. Bit smaller than that guy. And yeah, there's a river of lava, and that's the spot that we've rendezvoused before. So if I send a message, she'll know.
Let's rendezvous there. Tell him to bring backup.
So what's my message?
Agents of Bahamut are roaming the hells and are going to try to destroy the orb of dragonkind, and you're going to lure them to the message spot.
What should I say about this agent? You know, a lie with a little bit of truth in it. It's that bit more believable, you know.
They've been hanging around the. They've been hanging around the Emporium.
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw them while you were here.
Who is it?
You wouldn't remember if you did.
Oh, okay.
They've
Right.
got.
Yeah.
They've got some sort of magic. I only remember my dreams of them.
Gods. I'm right up to here with gods.
Yeah, me too.
Right. So I'm going to send a message, meet me at the spot, bring reinforcements, and then we'll travel together where I found you, hunkered down, deal with Bahamut spies, destroy you all, and take the dragon orb back.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep.
Right.
Easy.
Takes me back. That's those tournament days.
Always making plans. They always worked out.
Mostly.
Except one or two times.
I never said anything when we were in the pits, but always did and still do get butterflies.
It's an amazing feeling.
Just ride the wings. And he actually unfurls his actual wings that he's got now. Things have changed, eh?
Things are going to keep changing after this, aren't they?
Let's see how far we can go. It's the biggest sudden death tournament we've ever joined.
Most certainly. This one is for everything.
Yeah.
There isn't going to be a bigger championship.
Now, wait for me by the war machines. I'll come and join you once I've sent the message.
Right then, we have to go find our flying elephant thing. So, we'll meet you at the war machine.
Give her about 10-15 minutes. I'm sure she'll turn up.
Anyway, sounds like we have a plan to kill the most powerful dragonborn in hell.
Oof, yeah,
Well, we'll see how long he keeps that title.
indeed. Now, thank you for your hospitality, Mahdi. He's like, oh, yes, my friends, I'm very glad that everything went so well. The room is booked until tomorrow if you need it.
We'll see how this goes.
Right. Well, we'll come back anytime. And as I said, lower management is watching interestedly. And you all...
Maddie, can I ask one question? Just because I'm curious. You're lower management.
I'm sorry? Lincoln, wasn't it?
Yeah. Who's above you? I feel like I might know this, but I just wanted to remember.
It was a little play on words. It's rather who's below me.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. All right, come back. Great.
I report to, and always have, Asmodeus himself. Do
What
bring
up?
any of your dead friends back here once you're finished, and with the signing of a contract and the proper payment of souls, we can bring them back for you, no problem.
I was going for a high five.
Oh, this is
No.
what you material planers do, isn't it? Yes, you are, yes. All the best.
All right. Lincoln leaves.
Leave something to be resurrected.
John, does this little stint in the spa have any healing properties? Torvin is not looking so hot.
I mean, as Mahadi said, you have the rooms until tomorrow. You could take a long rest.
Oof, that would be good. Do you want a nap?
Anyone? Everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
like-
forgot how bad I felt. You know, last
feel
week I was
fine.
just walking around in a daze, and now I realize how bad I feel.
Yes, that's why I was slightly disappointed that the Rakshasa fight didn't kick off properly. It would have been very interesting. Now, Mahadi's like, oh, well, of course, yes, I say, you have the space. And he starts to like twirl and kind of gesture, and the walls start extending and moving, and it separates into 6 distinct spaces with a central meeting area that you find yourselves all stood in. And it's gone back to kind of Infernal Rapture interior design. It's the kind of, silks and drapes and cushions and, a big ball of incense slowly burning in the middle of the room, lazily wafting smoke up into the space above. And you find the doors to your rooms. Firemore, you open your door too.
It's gonna be the same.
The barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you touch it, the door becomes a cell door. And Lincoln, what do you open your door to?
It's the inside of my dream tour bus. With like a plush red carpet. It's just after the party. And there's like one of those like trunk beds waiting for me to just jump into.
Nice. Horvin, what does yours look like?
It definitely looks like the back of a library. Like, clearly it's a section that normal visitors don't touch. And there's like a bunch of cushions and pillows kind of propped in the corner.
Thank you. Lee?
He opens the like kind of splintery wood doors towards what appears to be his captain quarters. Somewhat. The map slide about his room that he's finally found, and as he lays on the bed actually has a slight wave back and forth as if he's on the ship with the waves.
I was wondering, is there a
That's
Linda
cute.
is there a Linda Valentine Dakimakura?
No.
Sorry. Andrea, what do you open your door to?
Mine is actually the barracks where I used to sleep with my fellow Hellriders, so my bed is actually pretty small. There's tons of other ones around. And I just tuck myself in.
Nice. And you, bed down. And I can't even attack you with nasty dream sequences because you're inside Infernal Rapture.
We win this one, kind of.
Oh, that's not an excuse. It's a dream. I think you did it last time anyway.
Well, if you put it like that.
What have you done?
Lincoln, darkness, amnesia, Raven Way. You find yourself dreaming of running through endless mists, calling out for your mother. But you can't find her. And somewhere off in those mists that surround and block everything from view, you hear your father's laughter, the devil Oxriun. As it swirls around.
You played right into his plans. You did just what he wanted. And now, I have found the way he looked for so long. Now, we have opened a route through to this new place. This untouched world that your brother has introduced me to.
Do I get a chance to respond?
If you wish.
Enjoy it. mind. I did what I wanted to do. You can't punish me. Teacher. Wherever she is. She's nothing to me now. And that was her choice. Enjoy. Have fun. I wonder how many adventurers are waiting to take you down.
Only the ones that bear me with them. All your brother needs to do is put one foot wrong, and I shall own this place.
I trust him.
Yes. Tyrannex went back to Eberron with a new magical weapon. Well, no, to be fair, he had the magical weapon that was crafted for him by Bell, with a few added extras he hadn't asked for at Asmodeus's express command. And when Lincoln and Tyrannex dealt the lethal blow on Oxrion, Tyrannex's soul-eating axe took just enough of your father on a little field trip through the paths and ways to a whole new world, untouched by the Nine Hells, until now.
Lincoln doesn't feel bad. None of them.
So, that said, you spend an evening's rest and wake up the next day, and all of you may take the benefits of a long rest.
We did it.
Da-da-da. Yeah, where is it?
Huzzah!
What are you doing over there? Jump in here, Lulu.
Lele! Lele!
Get in here. Lurking in chat. Okay, everyone. So,
I'm gonna go use the restroom while these cameras get figured out.
yeah, it could be a thing. We shall see. We shall see.
There it is.
Or it could be perfect first time. Oh no. So close. I take that back. Well, with Lulu's camera off, it was
Ooh.
perfect.
What a beautiful night scene you've created, Patch.
Love it!
Darkness.
Thank
This
you.
is the darkness in Lulu's heart.
Oh my god, it suits him.
Hang on. Yes, I do.
Don't
need
even get me started on that one.
Welcome to Lincoln's world.
Rhea, get out of my seat.
No,
And then I should. Lots of
I'm
Lulu's.
divine now.
Oh, the paladin is getting ideas above their station. Okay. Hello, Patch.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Sorry I'm late.
Not at all. So, the plan is for Ebenmarsh to pretend that the party is all holed up somewhere with powerful allies of Bahamut, and that Arkan needs to come at once with draconic allies So roast them out of their little hidey hole and get the Orb of Dragonkind back. Now, everyone has had a long rest in Infernal Rapture. You spent the evening listlessly kind of floating around the Wandering Emporium, picking fights with devils and imps and cultists. You got briefly drunk in the Devil's Own Luck, but your celestial nature meant it just wore off really quickly. And
God damn it.
the morning finds you slightly unstably flying back towards Infernal Rapture. And Vincent Trench. Hang on. Calm down music. Sorry, it was still on Lincoln's scary dreamscape music.
Let's make it even happier now.
And as you go back there, you see Vincent Trench, Mahadi's cousin, on the door. And as you approach, he's like, I saw the little Oliphants, and I could tell already they'd had a really rough night. But who was I to stop them from going where they needed to be? They had, after all, signed the contract.
Ray has never met him before, right?
I don't think so, no. But you're still inside. This is Lulu outside.
Okay.
How you doing, little friend? Your, party stayed the night.
Oh, good. How am I doing? That's a question? Can I get back to you on that one?
Whenever you're ready, little one. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
I hoped dearly that I'd never see the pathetic little creature ever again.
I too hoped I would never see that man ever again.
What?
What? Because this is a good point. Lulu's telepathic, so this internal monologuing, Lulu would pick up on it all.
I
So.
know he says it all out loud.
External.
Oh, even
He
better.
doesn't realize.
He is severely ill.
It's literally the Who's lines.
Hey.
Okay.
That's, by the way, also a Rakshasa for future reference. That Rakshasa has come a long way. He sacrificed his soul and his place on the material plane and the love of his life, a very film noir private detective secretary type in Waterdeep, in Dragon Heist. He sacrificed all of that so that he could help the heroes of Dragon Heist stop some very nasty things from happening.
I'd be a broken man too.
So, Lulu, you waft through the door and buzz your way back to where the meeting room was, but it's changed a lot. You find a central meeting room with a couple of the adventurers already awake and moving around, with various doorways leading off it to bedchambers as the space was adapted to their requirements.
I will just silently fly in and wait for probably a telling off of some sort. Not quite sure what to expect.
Firemaw walks into the room. Oh, hey, Lulu.
Hey, Firemaw.
Did you get it out of your system? Did you kill somebody? Somebody that looked like Mahadi, maybe?
That's a loaded question. I did some stuff, and I don't really feel better. So, we'll just wing with it. Get it? Wing with it.
I don't.
I'm trying to be funny. I'm not there. I just, I gotta get my groove back.
Hey, everybody. I don't understand. Where's Lee? He might understand. I don't get these
Wing
expressions.
it! You winged it, right? Yeah, he was just standing at the door like the whole time, like, what? Is he serious right now? Like, come on, Fireball.
It's just,
But
So
Lulu.
what's the plan? What are we doing?
oh, we're gonna kill Archon.
Oh boy, that sounds fun.
Oh, she has a bloodlust now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Lulu slays all the dragons while we take
I'm gonna
That sounds great.
use the Orb of Dragonkind to try to command all the dragons that he brings as reinforcements, so they burn him to a cinder, and we don't have to work very hard.
So that's like literally and figuratively fighting fire with fire. I kind of
Well-
like that.
I don't remember. Archon's a black dragonborn, right?
Red.
Red? Oh, the fire is not a good idea then. Like maybe we should fight fire with acid or like just ice or something.
I have acid.
I mean, I do.
Which
I do
kind?
things.
Right, let me explain. Both?
There you go, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, fire is not a good idea. Just shrug it off, but sorry, I'm not very funny in the morning.
You good?
You try, and that's the main thing. The important thing is that you tried.
So Lulu, your
So-
tune has changed.
Well, it's early days. Let's
Okay.
let's put a pin in that. for now.
Okay. We will.
You know, there's this new meme going around, and I can't help but get Lulu out of this meme with this image, where it's like Steve Harvey going, "Kill!" and then the answer's "Bing." That's how I imagine Lulu now.
Yeah, it's very like Kill Bill sirens. internally. Yeah.
Okay, so Evermash comes out of their cell and looks over at yours, Firemore. Old habits die hard, eh?
I haven't slept anywhere that's good in a long time.
That's all we need. Now, is this all kicking off? Or what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Splendid.
Yes. We
So,
Nothing left to do but
await
do
your
it.
move.
Chizimi. Alright then. As before, you get to the machines. I'll get the message sent. Meet you there.
You're muted.
That works for
Wow.
us. Let's get out of here.
And you will make your way back out into the crowded, always crowded, every hour of the day. Lulu, you saw this all night. It was just go, go, go. As you come out into the Wandering Emporium. Rawr. Rowdy boys. Very nice. Chill, Wandering Emporium. Okay, and you make your way across the space, going back towards where your war machines are parked up, and Ebonmarsh goes clumping across, a few people scattering out of his way, and he makes his way towards Avernus and beyond, the messaging service, who is one imp short of staff, but after you murdered them out in the desert.
My day.
Moiter. And
Moiter.
he goes to send a message, and the rest of you head on over to the war machines.
Now they're understaffed, Rhea.
Well, I
he
have
was
an
fine now.
entirely different transportation method now.
That is true.
As I climb up on my hell wasp sting.
Sting! Thank you, everyone.
He's staring at you like, every step you take.
Oh, God.
I was gonna go for a different one,
Does that
but
sting?
It is.
And meanwhile, Lulu is thinking of Mihadi and thinking, every breath you take, I'll be watching you.
Yeah, no, Lincoln looks over at Sting and just remembers all those dying angels from the hornet's nest and just is like, yeah, Firemore, don't stand so close to me if that's alright.
you know, I was waiting on that one so we wouldn't put all of the jokes right next to each other.
Get it out of your systems. Go on, get it out of your systems.
I want to get it all out right now. Also, I only know those Sting songs.
Safe. Okay. Now, as you make your way over, and you.
I mean, how is Evan going to send this message? Is he going to send like a message in a bottle or something?
Well, he's gone to Avernus and beyond. They could do message in a bottle if they wish.
Patch
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, no, actually, me too. Just a little slow. Sorry.
That took me a minute too.
Yeah, it's the same. There it is. All right. So, Hovin, you clamber up into the tour bus. Lee and Rhea into the Demon Crusher. Firemore,
I just got it now.
You're on. Wow. Firemore, you're on Sting. Lincoln, you're on your Devil's Ride. And Hovin, you jump up into the war machine and get the pedals mixed up and step on the brakes, and then you realize, no, you don't have to put on the red light tonight. And you get ready for Evermarsh to join you. And as you're waiting, Firemore, a familiar figure to you and only you, can be seen very quickly moving through the crowd towards the exit of Wandering Emporium where you all are. As you see Bernie rushing through the crowds.
Firemore, you know. I'll catch up. Buzzes over, hanging on to the Sting.
Where are you going, Firemore? Did you find a desert rose?
Okay, so you head on over. And Bernie sees you. Bernie sees you, Firemore. And she has a kind of slightly wild look in her eyes. She's like, oh, there you are. Quick, Firemore, we have to leave. They're onto us.
They are?
Yes, I just heard one of Tiamat's faithful over to Avernus and beyond, sending a message that they were discovered agents of Bahamut here in Wandering Emporium.
Yes. I heard something about that myself.
We have to leave at once. Come on, what are you waiting for?
No, I don't think I will be leaving.
What do you mean?
I'm going to kill Archon.
Archon the Cruel.
Yes.
Is that wise?
I don't care. It's what I'm going to do.
Well, and she kind of looks slightly happy. That would assuage certain fears that have been going around recently.
Fears?
It didn't go unnoticed, the way you cast aside your weapon of Bahamut so readily as you went to claim Zariel's sword.
No, I suppose it didn't.
Firemore, are you still with us?
Firemore looks down at Bernie and gives a smirk. I think I'm going my own way now.
God.
I was waiting for it. Didn't disappoint.
Love
Amber.
it.
Look, as always, you can go your own way whenever you wish, but do not stray too far from the path, Firemore.
I've had enough of devils, fiends, celestials. I've had enough of all of it.
What?
I'm going my own way. I'm going to kill Archon. I'm going to free El Terrell. And when I go back to the mortal plane, I'm gonna make my own group of Dragonborn, and we're going to go away with all of this influence. I'm tired of it. I'm not being pushed in any direction anymore.
But Firemore, you showed such promise.
I'm sure I did. But that potential, I'm going to realize it myself. I don't need Bahamut.
Look, don't be too hasty. Do this for us, and you'll still be in the good books. Don't worry. Oh gods, here he comes. Quick, make yourself scarce. Go, go. And she dashes out the entrance and off into the sands of Avernus.
I hang on to the wasp, wait for Evan Marsh to come out.
All right, Firemore.
I'm great. I then I have to have Evan Marsh join me on Sting.
I don't think that thing's built for the both of us. Your pal Horvin there looks a bit lonely.
Yeah. I suppose you could join him instead. Orvin,
What's that?
Evan Marsh is
Oh.
with you.
Yeah, of course. Climb on in. Just don't stand so close to me.
Recycling now, come on.
I'm so lonely.
Are there rules to this game now? Josh.
It's okay.
on,
The nostalgia is carrying me through. It's okay.
That'll be the last one from me.
Don't lose your faith in us.
Lulu just
Why
pipes up
not?
and says,
You've lost your faith in everything else.
Lulu just pipes up and says, I'm gonna journey with Rhea, because every little thing she does is magic!
I was holding on to that one. How could you?
I had that in my mind as well. I was like, it's not the right moment yet.
For everyone wondering what the inside of Ember's nose looked like, there you are. That was a rather extreme
My
close-up
laptop
moment.
charge is still working, so I'm desperately trying to fix it.
There it is again. Okay. You swing up into the war machines and gun those engines. Boom. As the Wandering Emporium and the sounds and the smells and the delights dwindle into the distance, the engines roar, and you make your way towards a fallen titan's sword and a river of lava. Horvin, if you would roll me 2d10
Oh god.
Yes.
with a local guide this time.
A 7 and a 10.
Nice. Once more, you accurately find your way through the warping, mind-bending, disorienting effects of the plane of Avernus and after passing by the arching bones of fallen beasts forgotten to science and folktale, you pass by, glimpsing at one point the roiling masses of the conflict of the Blood War over towards the River Styx as the demonic hordes surge again and again, cresting and breaking against the ordered regiments of the infernal devils. And you turn away from that madness and head towards a nondescript corner of the sands, with once more you see broken walls of one of those old pleasure palaces that used to dot this landscape, designed to corrupt those who would visit and damn their souls to the hells. And, as promised, jutting up from the ruins of those walls, you see a gigantic sword. And as you clamber down and walk over to the edge of the rock, you look down on this roiling, bubbling river of lava that's passing through, and you see the petrified hand of said Titan reaching up desperately from the lava as if to grasp its blade once more. And let me bring you over to a map. A map, fine folks, who you, I think if I do... Hang on, let me try and remember my command here. If I do giveaway? Oh, no, ignore that. It wasn't in giveaway. I was trying to remember which one it is. Hang on. I'm afraid there isn't a giveaway tonight, folks. Join us on Tuesday for your chance to win. Hang on. Let's find out what it is. I want to give props where they're due. The name is correct. The wonderful CZRPG, our good friend in Brazil, and someone who, if you are a fan of, which you should be, I recommend keeping an eye on what's going on in the future. There's some very interesting things are coming down the line. Now, let's have a look here. Hello, cartographer. Okay. Oh, I don't think I put one in here. Sorry. I think I put a timer. I put a timer on. Let me stick that on instead to shout out CZRPG's work on the DM's Guild. A prolific best-selling writer on the DM's Guild, everyone. Do check them out if you get the chance. Proud sponsors of our Snout of Omgar Tuesday miniature summer campaign. Yes, here we go. Oop. That is turned on there. So that will pop up in good time, folks, if you are active enough in chat to have a good natter to let that happen. Now, as you see here, okay, as you find yourselves here on this lovely CGRPG map. Boop. Here we are. Now, our good friend is not here yet. Sure. Okay, zoom in nice and close because it's gorgeous. There you are.
Thank you for changing the Lulu token. I'm so
You're very
happy.
welcome.
I'm so happy.
Yes, it doesn't work well with because it's a very thin line, so it doesn't work well if you zoom out too far. But yes, everyone, I am referring to. Oh, Patch is referring to this, the Lulu balloon. Balloon. Yes, from last week. All right, isn't it daft? Spectacular stuff. Now. You can see there the Titan's sword sticking out of the ruins of the Pleasure Palace and the Titan's hand reaching up out of the lava as it bubbles and toils and troubles past you. Sort it. Nicely done, Lincoln. As a lone guitarist, as Lincoln, sitting astride their Devil's Ride, serenades you all. What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there and wait?
You have a picnic.
You guys should get somewhere safe. I will be right here.
Safe.
Hmm.
Safe, you speak
Ray
of.
is gonna fly over to ask, okay, shall I wait until you're in reach after you touch the orb, or?
Well, Firema takes the orb out. I suppose I should be ready when he gets here. It might take me a few minutes to get in alignment with this thing.
Ray is very nervous because she hasn't seen the effects of the orb before, so she's like, okay, so do you want protection now, or do you want protection later?
Once we see the dragons in the distance, I will start to get myself ready, and I suppose that's the time.
Okay, then she's gonna stand right here by Firemaw, just like this, ready to, as soon as he says.
Lincoln is gonna stand beside him as well and just say, here's a little something just to be a fortress around you. And he is going to put a hand on your shoulder and give you inspiration.
Take that bardic variety inspiration, thank you.
And yeah, he just says, I'm never really sure how our plans are going to go, but I think you got this.
That's the best thing. You never know how it's going to go.
And Leslie Nielsen just pops over the wall. It's like, I want you all to know, we're all counting on you. And disappears.
Surely you can't be serious, Joe.
I'm deadly serious, and do not call me Shirley. I was so proud of Miyako. We watched that together when we first met in the first trip to England, and she thought it was hilarious, and she got all the wordplay and jokes and stuff in there.
Oh, that's good.
Excellent.
Little did she know that was the test.
That was the moment he knew.
Shortly after I proposed. No. Well, a few years. Okay, now. It's all relative.
I mean, you know, I'm 29. 2 years is no time at all. That's how long I've been here.
So, Lincoln, did you pop your wings, or did you hopscotch over the rocks and the petrified hand?
Oh, there's stuff? Sorry, I wasn't here. We were describing the things. Lincoln doesn't actually need to be within, like, right next to him to do this.
Okay.
So, he could have shouted it from afar. A little something, you know, that kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
He'll hide back with the others.
Thank you. Rawr. Hello.
Guess we should try to hide. Right?
You should.
There's not really anywhere here.
Firemaw,
what?
when
Go ahead.
after I pat you, would you like me to stay here? I think if they're in vision, if they're in sight, it'll be too late for me to hide.
I think it is best that you get a little bit away.
I'll back myself up. Okay.
Do you want to go like bottom left corner to represent that?
Bottom left corner to represent what?
Being further away.
Well, I have to wait till after I him.
True.
Bestow him.
Okay. So, unless there's anything to do, you just wait out the time. We need Avernus here too, don't we? Where would he be?
John, I see some like kind of spiky things at the end of this cliff.
Yeah.
That we're all on the left.
Mm-hmm.
How tall are those? Could we conceivably like hide amongst them, or?
Too small, I think. No, they're just like
That's
outcroppings of kind of obsidian rock.
Gotcha.
You know what? I think I'm feeling remiss. I don't think I even have an Avernus token on here yet.
Oh.
2 seconds. I had the handout, the picture of him, which is on screen. Everyone, you can see that. The bits.
Could I hide behind that thumb?
Sure. You can certainly try. There he is. This might be huge. Sorry, everyone. Oh, it's on the GM now. It's okay. Never mind. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so.
You know what I am gonna do before we start? I'm going to take out that ion stone of absorption
Okay.
and toss it in the air around my head, just in case.
Just in case. Okay. Anything else? Any other preparations?
I am going.
Let's go later, issue. Yes?
Yeah. I am going to, because it's going to be loud anyway, so I don't want to do this while there's another person here necessarily. I'm going to do Mantle of Inspiration. I'm going to give 11 temporary HP to, now anyone within 60 feet, which 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yes. Okay, if I move, just also do it to here, everybody's within 60 feet. Bonus 11 HP to Corvin.
I think. Oh, is it temporary HP?
Temporary HP, yeah. Corvin, Theo, Rhea, Fireball,
Theodore. Sorry.
and
And
Lulu.
Sting.
And Sting, no. And Lulu. Lincoln looks like he feels a little bit like, oh, I'm a bit vulnerable, but he gives it to you guys instead. And then I'm gonna try and no, I'm just gonna stand out here with my pals out in the open.
Noted.
Lulu, when it gets to a point, I'm going to need your help with flying.
Okay.
It'll be fun, like the old times in the scab.
Yeah, that would be nice to remember.
Simpler times.
And just like a weird off stare moment of silence.
The bizarre experience of having James Introcasso in chat.
Yeah.
In an effort to try to be covert, Corvin is going to kind of position himself amongst this, like, the closest row of these outcroppings. But before he does it, he kind of, like, he lays on the ground and he kind of, like, dust bathes. and then he'll kind of like lay on his chest, like against these rocks, and kind of try to play dead, I guess.
Okay.
Lincoln,
Yeah.
I want you to hold Private Radigan for me.
Yeah?
Private Radigan will be of assistance to you, I promise.
Yeah, I'm sure. Remind me what Private Radigan looks like.
Private Radigan looks like she's literally just little tiny brown rat. So some fur is a little tattered, and instead of an actual hat, it's a paper hat made into like a captain's hat, with a little like a needle as like Radigan's rapier.
Okay.
With this little tiny belt with a gold buckle.
Can I put her in the same little cage as my imp on my guitar?
You can, but Private Radigan will be of assistance to you because I'll be giving this to Private Radigan.
Right.
And bottle of demon ichor.
Lincoln on his shoulder and just stare at Demon Ichor like, okay. Okay.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I really want this to happen for you.
Okay. So, are you going to try and hide on the hand there, Theo? Lee?
I decided to back out of that plan. I don't want him to just all of a sudden, oh, I'm still alive, but...
Fair enough, fair enough.
As soon as I bop Firemaw, I'm gonna go hide over here.
Ping that again.
As soon as I bop Firemaw, I'm gonna go hide over here.
Okay. Drop behind. Those bluffs are like 5 feet tall, so you can duck down.
Oh
behind
yeah.
them.
Cool. Tight.
Tight. And okay. Now you hear before you see massive livery wings beating through the air of Avernus, the hot, stinging sky of Avernus. And you see Firemore as Ebermarsh points up. Here we go. Ray, you think that would be a good time?
Yep. Command word it. Try to attune.
Actually, yeah, try and attune first before bopping. Otherwise, he would just be immune. Okay, give me a.
First one doesn't work, but you know we're gonna keep going at it until.
Hang on. No, you just attuned to it, right?
Yep, sure.
Yeah. So I need a charisma check, please.
Charisma check. Okay.
Straight charisma check. Yeah.
16.
Okay. The DC is 15. On a successful check, you control the orb for as long as you remain attuned to it.
Good.
It has all of its charges, because it's been lying dormant for a while.
Mhm.
So,
Still have that handout somewhere.
I mean, it's on D&D Beyond. If you just add it to your sheet.
Oh, okay.
It's a canonical magical item. Orb of Dragonkind.
Oh yes, it was Oldrak's Orb of Dragonkind.
Yes. And you see two shapes flying through the skies towards you. One huge, one smaller at its side, with the form of a rider on its back. And as they get closer, you see it is an adult-sized version of that new type of dragon that you saw in the Wandering Emporium, the largest of the ones that attacked that day.
Is that the Wasteland Dragon?
Yes. And it roars as it comes flying towards this spot and sees Ebonmarsh and you. And Ebonmarsh's like, are you just going to stand right there? Wasn't I supposed to meet them and then take them to wherever you were hiding?
We're already hiding. We're already here.
Right. And with a crunch and a whoosh of wind and dust billowing across against you, the massive dragon lands on the bluff above you and furls its wings behind it, as does the manticore in front of you, and Arkan the Cruel slides down off its back and stands above you on the rocky promontory.
A manticore as well. Cool.
This isn't exactly what you told me to expect, Ebonmarsh. Now, boss. This one wants to parley. He's come out from hiding. We might not need to drive him out after all. Sorry to take away your friend's playthings. Oh, they may still have their chance to play. Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
Hellwasp kind of flies back.
Bye. You see,
What do you want me to say, Archon? I'm here to prove what I can do.
what do you mean? After you dare steal from our queen, you call yourself a chromatic dragonborn? You're a disgrace.
I call myself free, Archon.
I call you deluded. Rhea, give me a stealth check. Luda, shush. And I will not punish you for Sirenscape. So how'd you go, Rhea?
I got a 10.
A 10. Interesting.
You have advantage from your in chat. You have advantage if you want to.
You have inspiration.
Yeah, okay. I got a 12.
Oh,
Huzzah! Yay!
As you are having this conversation, the massive Wasteland Dragon perched above cranes its long neck around, looking around the scene. I should get an epic voice, hang on.
Arkan. こいつらは二人だけじゃないよ。ハッチ。もう一人隠れてる。どうする？食べちゃっていい？
Oh my god.
God damn it. Dake desu.
Delicious.
Firemouth holds out the
You beat two of them,
You're
right?
celestial and Tauran.
holds out the orb of dragonkind. I control this now. I don't think you should be worried about that.
A likely story. As if you, a pathetic little pit fighter, would have the wherewithal to come down here and challenge our queen's might. I'll grant you, you are wily enough to steal that away. But you're not dragonborn enough to keep it.
Firemaw will glower. Try to come and take it then.
I might just do that. And he shrugs off his cloak and brings up this fetid, rotten-looking hand with green smoke playing around it as he brings the hand of Vecna to bear. And turns to his left. Imada. Rhea.
No.
A dexterity saving throw, please. As the Wasteland Dragon breathes a cone of magic.
I got a natural one.
No.
Splendid.
Oh my god, I have a +7 on that and I got a natural one.
If you've got him, let him fly, folks. As I'm afraid the celestial touched Rhea may never fly again.
Celebrate my demise, y'all.
I refuse. I'm protesting this one.
All right. As the creature leans its long neck forward, it opens its maw, and its warped energy breath bursts forward in a 60-foot cone, blasting where Rhea was hidden and over the magma of the river below. Rhea, you take... Hopefully I'll get a lot of natural ones too. Boop.
Nope.
39 force damage.
No.
Not too bad. I got 3 natural ones in there. 3 natural ones, 2 2s, 2 3s. You're very lucky.
Not too bad.
Lucky.
Worse than average. Okay, so yes, this warped energy, this is force damage. So it just buffets you and you are knocked prone. And your armor clanks to the stone behind you as this breath weapon washes over you, and the force damage knocks all the wind out of you. And does, 39 force damage. And Arkan, have a look here. Firemore, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Can I do that before I know I failed, or after I know I failed? Just a second.
No worries, what?
Yes, I can do it. Yeah, if I fail. Does an 18 fail?
Just a moment. No, that's enough.
Okay, then I do not need to use my ability.
All right. You see Arkan reach out with that hand of Vecna, and horrible, sickly-looking energy bursts forth and catches you in the chest. But your constitution is stronger than he was giving you warrant for there. And let me see here. Hang on, sorry. And you take half of this. Boop. Half of 56, so you take 28. 28 necrotic damage.
Okay.
From his Finger of Death spell.
You guys seem chill, so I'm gonna feel chill. This is fine.
It's fine. I didn't die.
That's just how my face looks right now. Inside, it's terror.
Everyone, let's roll
Everyone's
some
putting on a
initiative.
brave face for each other.
You got this, guys?
We're all trying to be the rock for each other when we're all just like...
I can be. That was a joke.
All right.
Oh,
I
very
think
good.
that's the best initiative roll that Orphan's had in a really long time.
Firemore, you've got. I'll say that Sting goes on your turn, yeah?
Okay.
I'm not on the list, John.
No, sorry, I just did that left side.
No, you're fine.
Boop. Boop, there you go. And. Ooh, nice swift from Abermarsh. Here's our big boy. And his buddies. Ow. All right.
Yeah, he would get a 20, that son of a bitch.
Yes, but not first. Lincoln, you are fastest.
Yes.
What
Okay.
do you do?
All right. So I can see. Let me just check. Oh, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna try something big, flashy, and wacky
Nice.
right off the bat. Because why the heck not? Is the dragon within 60 feet of me yet? No, it's too far away, isn't it?
75.
Okay. How do I get over this?
You can just jump.
River.
These rocks are fine to jump on.
Okay.
Or the hand.
Okay. That was 5, 10.
Yeah, def.
Jump. Jump. Like, that's what. It's probably far enough.
Yeah.
Wait, but that's lava. I'm gonna jump onto the ground.
Can you get that far? Because I think doesn't jumping take, how much of your movement does jumping take? It's not just the regular amount, is it?
It's not okay. Well then, if I can do it from here, I will.
Hang on, you might be okay. Hang on, good, bear with me.
Yeah.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Double check, because I don't want to mess it up for you. Here we go, movements. Movement. Where is it? I can't find it. Can you find it there,
Okay.
Josh? What's the jump rules?
Isn't it 10 feet for every point of your strength score or something like that? Or half your strength score times 10?
Make a long jump. Strength score. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet immediately before the jump.
That's what it was.
Right. So the first one, that's okay because it was a standing. But the second one was a standing jump.
Standing is only half the distance.
Right.
So half your strength is what you can jump.
So I can jump. I have 11, so 5 feet.
Yes. So I mean, I'll say, it's 5 feet between the two rocks. If you measure center to center, it's 10. But so you could jump that standing as well.
Edge to edge.
Yeah. So you would have had to back up under Lulu there to get the running jump for the first one. Well, no, because it's only you could have done a standing jump for the first one as well. So sorry, excuse me for a second. Grabbing your token.
Sorry.
So you
If this
have
isn't gonna work, I can
gone.
also do something else.
That's good.
I'll
That's good.
It's 1 foot is 1 foot of movement. Doesn't
So
even count
what's your
terrain.
movement?
My
30?
movement is 30 feet. Yeah.
Right. So it's 25 foot to the second rock.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to get to the. Okay.
Afraid not.
Then. All right. Okay, do you know what? I'll try this anyway. Is Arkan closer to me then? If I was like on the first rock, would I still be able to reach him?
60 feet.
You can measure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 50 feet.
Yeah, it's 50 feet. Yeah, thanks.
50 feet. Okay. Then what I'll do is from here I'll target Arkan, and I can. I think this is a cone anyway, but I'm aiming it towards Arkan, and I'm going to do Prismatic Spray. So Prismatic Spray. 8 multicolored rays of light flash from my hand. In this case, from my guitar pick as I strum my guitar.
Yes.
Each ray is a different color and has a different power and purpose. Each creature in a 60-foot cone. Hang on. I don't want to hit my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, damn it, this is where I needed to move. Now I realised what I was doing. Okay, I can't do this. Damn it! Oh well. Right, I will wait to do this and just spend my turn getting to the battlefield.
Okay.
And I will do this next
Wait,
round.
You still can't move there. You're sprinting.
Yeah, I'll
But
just dash.
You can't jump up on the top of the cliff there. You have to go to the one of the beaches next to Ray or next to the Hellwasp.
Okay, I'll go to the beach next to Raya then.
Okay.
Can I get there?
Yep, you can jump over there. Yeah.
Okay, it's Raya within reach of me.
She's right next to you. Yeah.
Sweet. Then I dash for my action, then I'll just bonus action healing word her.
Good.
Because she took a hit, didn't she?
Yes, she
Great,
did.
that's it. I'm gonna
Very
do
much
things.
so. All right, noted. Thank you. Arkan is going to wheel on you.
Nine.
Okay, I need Firemore, Ebonmush, Lincoln, and Rhea to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Did you take the 9 HP back, Steph?
At least Lee's not over here. Thank you, 9.
Don't think
Yeah,
the
nine.
13 is going to do it, but I already used one.
Wait,
And
is
now
this
it'll
a,
be that
like a
13.
spell now?
What, sorry?
Does this look like a spell?
Yeah.
Can I counterspell it?
Is that a reaction? You can try.
It should be, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. If it's a spell of 3rd level or lower, it fails. If it's 4th level or higher, I make an ability check using my spell casting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell level.
It was a level 3 spell.
Wait! Fails.
Oh, natural 1 for Nixon cuts too. Okay. So yes, you see him reach out with the hand of Vecna again, and something starts to swirl, a dark energy around all of you on this side of the river, and then Lincoln just does Freddie Mercury like, yeah! And it
We
just
will
goes,
rock you.
and dissipates, and he growls in frustration, no!
Yeah.
And spins and swings himself up onto the manticore.
Oh god.
And jumps up onto his steed and shouts out, get the name, I need to get the proper name. Yes, he's like, Django, fly! And he waits there. It's not Django's turn. So hey, Charlie. Okay, so you see Ebenmarsh. Well, send a dragon to get a dragon, eh? And he just goes running, and his wings unfurl, and he flaps up into the face of this Wasteland Dragon and attacks it.
Yeah.
Respect.
And he has his massive weapon that he brandishes, and he is raging as he does it. And so boom, that hits. And you see his weapon flare with fire, and it's like, and Arcan's like, how dare you use our queen's gifts against us? And that is 17 damage, and he whirls it round again. Hits again for 21 damage, and a third time hits again. So that's a total of 22. So 22 plus 21, so 43, 45, 60 damage on the dragon, which just growls. I'm going to do this properly.
How dare you, traitor! You will be destroyed!
And he's like, no, if I can help it. Okay, and, well, roll 20. What are you doing? Come back to me. Okay, that's good to know for the future. All right, so I said 60, didn't I? Okay, let me roll 20 just to reboot itself. And Firemore, it's your turn.
Well, I have some bad news.
I got the message, so thank you.
I did not remember the wording of the Orb of Dragonkind very well. So we're completely in GM Fiat territory. As Firemont tries to use the Orb of Dragonkind to bend the Wasteland Dragon and assert some sort of control over it. So it's not a spell it has.
Nope.
Cool.
I forgot that it's kind of useless, honestly.
That's fine.
So we're completely just in Fiat territory. That's what Firemont does. The Hell Wasp will try to attack the Manticore.
Noted.
Oh no!
You have the character sheet. You can click on that for the Hell Wasp.
Okay.
It's just shift double click it.
Alright, character sheet. Let's see.
Welcome to hell, folks.
Okay. Sting attack. All right, sting attack.
Let's go. You can just click it. Click it on the sheet. Click the name of the attack. It will go in chat, and then you click the name on chat to get the damage.
13.
Misses, I'm afraid.
On the Manticore.
Wishes out the way.
Sword talons. 17.
Hits.
Looks like 12 piercing.
Nice. So yeah, its claws just rake across the Manticore's side, and it roars in pain at you with its lion's head and its dangerous-looking tail lashing around behind it. As Arcan's like, "How dare you destroy them, Chango!" And with Firemore's first turn there, I think it is getting around that time of night, and this is going to go on for a little while longer. We need to leave Avernus for the moment there. Now, let me bring us down here. So, as this battle rages and will continue to rage into next week, we shall see. Do join us next time, everyone, to see how they do against an adult dragon, Arcan the Cruel, and his Manticore steed. Evanmarsh took a good chunk out of it in that one turn. If that's any optimism for you.
A slight optimism.
I'm sure it's fine.
You will stay here on the banks of this little river of magma. And don't forget the nasty and the hand of Vecna. Thank you, Daff, of course. How could I? As we will leave the adventure for a moment, but we will be back next time. Thank you so much, everyone. If you want to spend some more time with us, we are always happy to see you. Tomorrow, you can do just that, but not here. Come and hang out with us over on Lulu's channel. Boom, there it is. Quest Junkies UK. Give them a follow and head on over there, as you can see myself, Marin, and Michael from the channel playing in the Chronicles of Rodania. Rodanian Chronicles. I never remember which way around it is. Why can I not do that? Which way is it? Please.
To be honest, it's the Rodania Chronicles, and for the first at least 7 or 8 episodes of season 1, I didn't remember what it was.
Oh, thank
it's
God.
my campaign. So it's all good.
Okay. Yes, do come on over and join us for that tomorrow. Not just the 3 of us tomorrow, as special guest. Emma will be joining us as well, not as Lincoln. I don't think. I wouldn't put it past Patch. As a special guest character tomorrow, so do join us for that. And then, running around into next week, Tuesday, we'll be down on the tropical island off the south shores of Chult for the Snout of Omgar. Come and see Firemore in a slightly more diminutive draconic form, as he and his chums are facing off against a Medusa in the basement of a jungle temple. Then, next Thursday or Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world, we'll be back in the Underdark for Out of the Abyss, and then Through the Mists in Barovia. Do catch up on the VOD of last night if you get the chance. It's here on Twitch. It's not on YouTube just yet, but it was a session. And my throat was still a little sore from doing Esmeralda's death scream as you tried to do Speak with Dead. So, thank you all very much, and that will bring us all the way around to Friday and back once more in Avernus. So, thank you all for joining us. An absolute pleasure to have you all here, and we will see you next time. Stick around as we go raiding, but if you got them, let those phoenixes fly. And as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi na-san. Bye.
Oyasumi.
Oyasumi.